next guests tonight are National Women's Soccer League champions and two of the stars currently playing for Gotham FC. Please welcome to the show Midge Purce and Emily Sonnett, everybody.
We're well. We're so happy to be here.
I'm thrilled to have you guys. You know, I was talking to Billy Porter backstage about does he still get stage fright. Do you guys get nervous before matches? Do you ever get butterflies before playing?
No, not.
I think that's a good sign.
That might be. I hope it's a good sign.
Yeah, I think it's a good sign.
Yeah.
Do you have, I mean, this is your first talk show appearance. How are you guys doing so far with this?
This is pretty comfortable.
Okay, good. I would expect that from you, Midge, because you introduced Chicago.
Yes.
So this is your Broadway debut.
Nice.
And then, I mean, Bravo Sports Illustrated swimsuit runway. So that, I mean, how hard can this be?
Yeah, keep this one up.
Keep this one up? You're happy with this one? Great.
Did they forget mine?
What would your answer have been if they asked?
My answer for...
If they were like, would you like to walk this runway?
I would probably say yes, but it'd be before Midge.
Oh, I see.
I didn't let Midge absolutely take the show at the end.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You would want the sequencing to be right. You did. I was noticing on your social media profile, you refer to yourself. These are the most important details you thought to get out there, Emily. Lactose tolerant. Sorry, I wanted to make sure I get that right. And then sit-down comedian. So you must feel very at home.
Yeah, no. When I think about sit-down comedian, I couldn't ask for a better platform to have my first
we wanted to
sit-down
a comedy show where you were allowed to sit. Yeah.
Yeah, the sitting is probably the best part. Yeah.
You were like, they said, do you want to do the runway show? And you were like, is there sitting? And they were like, no. Famously, there's not.
They're like, your profile doesn't allow you.
No, I'm unfortunately the worst part of the show for Sonnett tonight because she would have preferred Adam Sandler, who you had earlier this week.
She would have preferred, you would have preferred Sandler to just stick around?
Yeah, but Midge would have absolutely wanted Bad Bunny. So
okay,
there's a trade-off.
It's very nice that the two of you are here and you want to focus on who you wish you were here with. You guys, how many years have you been teammates? A couple years now?
Yeah, we played back in Portland, probably 2 years. Had
some time on the U.S. Women's National Team.
Yeah.
And then I tore my ACL last year, so we didn't get to play that year. But so we're reunited this year.
Yeah.
But you were saying backstage you played against each other once in college. Was that the first time you met?
Maybe the first time we met, but definitely the first time we played against each other.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Do you guys remember who won?
Yes, Seth. We remember who won in the UVA versus Harvard game.
Was it a bloodbath?
It was 8-0.
No!
Was it actually?
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, okay.
I love that you're like, we won a lot of games 8-0.
We won a lot of games.
So how are you guys as teammates? Do you like, I mean, again, I'm obviously putting you on the spot. Do you feel like you provide each other what you want out of a teammate?
Yeah, I also think Midge is someone who has really contagious personality. Dancing, she probably wouldn't say she's good at dancing, but when a TikTok or something comes up, you would say you're good at dancing?
I'm good. I would say I'm good.
I feel like you're kind of sneaking. You're like, oh, how do you know that? How do you know that?
No, I'm good.
You know what? Can I say, I actually think you guys are not good teammates based on...
She was just about to say something nice about me.
Yeah, the way you said that, Emily's like, no, Midge dances. She wouldn't say she's good at it.
No, I love playing with Sonnett because she's nuts. She's probably one of the most insane players in the league. I would compare it to the Hulk.
Great.
Okay.
Once she breaks that green monster, there's no coming back.
That's wonderful.
In a good way.
In the best way.
Yes, of course.
In the best way.
Yeah.
Thank you, Midge.
You're a defender.
Yes.
And you're a forward.
Forward winger, outside back.
What do you feel like? Which do you think is harder?
Forward is harder.
Okay, gotcha. Can I make an observation? I feel about the two plays you. Sorry. First of all, I would say like defenders. I always feel bad for defenders because I feel like anytime there's a goal, the goalie always like points to the defender as if it's their fault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The minute there's a goal, they're like.
Yeah, I mean, you could be playing the best game of your life, but that one moment.
Yeah.
Your fault. The stakes are higher.
I don't care for it. I don't care how the goalie immediately wants everybody in the stadium to know, like, this would never have happened if they.
Yeah, right. Right.
I don't care for it. I think you should, every time they do that, you should point at your hands and be like, you should have used these.
Yeah. But I do think defenders' jobs are getting harder.
Yeah.
The forwards are only getting more dynamic, more
Right.
pacey, and if they're not fast, they're finding someone faster.
Right.
So keeping up with that, I do find a bit harder.
It's forwards are more volatile.
Yeah.
As people, as personalities. So I think it's harder to just be consistent.
Right.
And so by that nature, I think it's harder.
I would also imagine, right, like a forward, you're like depending on your team to like sort of feed you opportunities.
Yes.
And so you might have less over the course of a game, and then maybe it would probably lead to getting frustrated.
Yes, and I'm a hyper-independent woman, I would say. So sometimes I do struggle. I'm like, well, this isn't all my fault.
Gotcha. Well, I'll say that the thing that forwards do that I've noticed, I'm not saying you do this, is like every time there's a bad pass, they sometimes like point to their foot, like I wanted it there.
Yeah. That's more men's, Seth.
Oh, yeah, I think that.
For sure.
I think that's
For sure.
You obviously, you guys are vets in the league, and new players coming in all the time. Obviously, you want to be welcoming, but I imagine like you also there's some light ribbing involved with when new younger players come in the squad.
Character building?
Yeah, character building. That's it. Okay, great. I love how you're already framing this.
That's what we call it.
Okay, great.
Yes.
And what would you do? What are some of the things that a new teammate would be asked to do for you?
Well, let's not get into details.
Sure. Okay.
Of things like that. But no, I think the longer I play, the more I realize that there is this just cultural divide kind of between older players and the younger players. And sometimes I'm like, I can't tell if you guys are soft or if I was abused a little when I was younger.
Did you feel that divide, like when you were a young player? Did you feel like you were connecting with the vets on your team?
Yeah, they were equally abused.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
I would like to the character building. I think our generation had a lot of character building. We would like to think that our newer players are getting the same type of learnings.
I love you guys keep saying character building like the lawyer's really stressed. You have so Emily, you have your fans are you have great fans, and I want to ask. Saucy, when did Saucy become sort of a nickname of yours?
I don't know when Saucy Sonnet became a thing, but it did catch on.
So it came out of nowhere?
Quickly. I did have two friends that came with me to the Olympics, and they do like to say that they were exclaiming that often at the Olympics.
They feel like they started a viral trend?
And then it just started catching on. I have, yeah. So
Is it,
Saucy
do you think
Sonnet.
it's based on your sort of temperament on the field?
I mean, it must be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say one of my favorites is having my face constantly plastered on a hot sauce bottle.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to love to
Of
see
course
that.
you have to love that. Here somebody wrote, it's my 12th birthday today. I will trade my little sister to meet Emily Sonnet. That was their sign.
Yeah.
And then you were very kind. And I want to point out two things in this photo. One, it's very nice. You were like, you don't have to trade me. I'll meet you anyway.
Right.
But Emily, did you sign this girl's forehead?
I don't know if that was a teammate. I definitely have signed foreheads, forearms. There was no sister traded.
Gotcha.
But she had a great experience, clearly.
It was definitely a Talladega Nights move. Somebody signed a forehead. So I like that.
I do love that connection.
Do you guys have a favorite sports movie yourself?
Oh, wow. You didn't feed us that question before.
I didn't, no. I know you guys are athletes and can react to things in real time.
I do like Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans is a great movie. Yeah.
She's the Man. That's probably the classic. You got a little bit more cheers than yours did.
Yeah, that was a good answer.
So it's you're halfway through the season?
Halfway.
Top 8 teams get through. How are you guys feeling about the current state of things?
Don't love where we are now.
Okay.
But
Thank you for your honesty.
I am direct. But we tend to be a second half of the season team, so like this is where it gets exciting.
It's great.
Yeah, I also think with injuries, so we're coming back. Midge is coming back. That's so great. We have Roosevelt coming back. I think getting this team to mesh, like you said, second half of the year, is really where we see ourselves glide.
How old were you when you realized this was your sport? Like, do you remember the moment?
Good question.
Honestly, I wasn't gonna be a professional athlete until maybe senior year of college.
Really?
Yeah.
And then it just dawned on you that it would be this super rad thing to do?
Kinda.
Super
Kinda. My dad I was supposed to be a doctor.
Right.
So he's still a little disappointed
Yeah.
about that.
I mean, I guess if your daughter goes to Harvard and you're like, oh, soccer player.
Yeah, he's like, soccer? I'm like, I think I can make this team. It's the national team.
Right. Has he at least been excited? I would imagine going to the
yes.
matches, he's like, yeah, because, you know,
Yeah,
if
he
you
loves
cheer
it.
for if you have a child who's a doctor, they don't let you come and watch and cheer and stuff.
Right, but I think my overall contribution to the world, he's more disappointed in.
Gotcha. You can find your way back to it. There's plenty of time for that. What
Tons
about
of med
yourself?
school.
I think it was kind of the same. We didn't really have a league, or it
Yeah.
had folded and it came back when we were graduating college. And I think around my 3rd or 4th year, I was like, oh, I can kind of make this into something. I was never going to be a doctor, so I didn't have that as a fallback plan.
Right.
But I do love the path that I've taken, and then being able to be, teammates with an almost doctor is
Yeah.
something I'm really proud of.
You got into soccer to meet almost doctors.
Yes.
Well, it's really cool to have you guys on the show. Congratulations on everything you've accomplished, and good luck for the second half of the season. What a delight to meet you both. You guys, that's Midge first. That's Emily Sonnet. Gotham FC takes on the Chicago Stars next Friday, August 1st at 8 p.m.